Welcome to Front Page Index. My name is Alex Datig. A few days ago, you saw Mayor of Los Angeles, Karen Bass, celebrate her one-year milestone while making the rounds through the city. Only little mention was made of the new audit on homelessness and interim housing released by City Controller Kenneth Mejia's office, which outlines the mismanagement of shelter space and proper use of the reservation system for placement of those seeking shelter. One stop Mayor Bass made was in Toluca Lake, where row upon row of about 90 RVs illegally parked there for more than a year were finally cleared away from Forest Lawn Drive. Sources tell me 50 RVs left on their own in the past 2 weeks after they were told a sweep was imminent. The rest were either towed, demolished, and hauled away. While this cleanup had great optics, it might also leave you to wonder how an encampment that looked like this only a month ago can be cleaned up so fast. If this only took a month, why is everything else taking years on end with no end in sight? The Comptroller's audit of the Los Angeles Homeless Services Authority reflects homelessness in the city of Los Angeles has increased year by year since 2015, when there were 25,686 homeless in Los Angeles. In 2023, the latest count says there are 46,260 unhoused, which represents an 80% increase since 2015. But even more concerning are the numbers Bass campaigned on in 2022, when Los Angeles had 40,000 homeless and 352,000 were at risk of becoming homeless. Mayor Bass says since she took office, 21,000 people have been housed. But the Los Angeles City Controller's Office, which is also tracking housing data, says by the end of October, there were more than 66,000 evictions filed since COVID protections ended in February. Therefore, can Mayor Bass guarantee she is preventing people from becoming homeless? On December 2nd, the Los Angeles Tenants Union marched through Midtown Los Angeles, and they have a plan of their own because they feel the politicians have abandoned them.
We're the LA Tenants Union, and we need to rethink how we're fighting. We stopped paying the rent because our struggle was economic. And where do we fight our rights? In the courts, where there is no lawyers, there is no help. We deal with racist landlords. And that's what we have to say, no to the evictions. And we need to think in terms of occupying our homes, staying in our homes.
Yeah. A recent article in the American Prospect paints a bleak picture of the unsustainable process of interim housing and methods used in the avalanche of evictions in the city since COVID-era protections ended. Slumlords using a scheme called Cash for Keys to evict the poor, whose lives have been destabilized by COVID, are offered moving costs and cash to leave their apartment units so these landlords can rent the units for a higher market rate. According to the article, as of 2023, nearly 6,500 people are living in 4,000 rigs or RVs, which is a 40% increase since 2018. These rigs are rented out between $400 to $800 a month by what is known as vanlords. These vanlords buy salvage, inoperable RVs, park them illegally, and then rent them to people living on the street. Many RV fires have been reported as a result of these illegally parked salvage RVs. These RVs also use propane tanks to fuel cooking equipment, creating unregulated, dangerous fire conditions like the ones we saw recently under the 10 freeway. With all this, you really have to wonder, does LA Mayor Bass's one-year milestone represent a light at the end of the tunnel or an oncoming train? From the front lines of America's leading political news and opinion, I'm Alex Datig with Front Page Index, politics for you.